Okay, the GNX3 multifunction guitar workstation is packed full of tools and features. The first one up here is the built-in 8-track recorder. It's great for recording ideas, but the storage space is too small to actually record entire songs. And next up is the tool that allows you to customize your own effects on sequences. I'll get into that in just a bit. And next, these two selector switchers can do different functions, but what I typically use them for was to cycle through all the preset effect options. There's so many already installed, but you can change them, save them, and rename them for future use. And this is called the expression pedal. It can perform different things. It can be a volume control, a wah-wah control, or even control to switch what amplifiers you're simulating. Then across the bottom there's 5 selectors. They have different things they can do. You can assign different presets to each one, but I don't usually find that useful. I prefer to use them as their other settings. The one on the right is what puts reverb on or off. Next one is what turns the delay on or off. Next is the effect switch. Now, effect switch can have multi-purposes. It can be a phase shifter, a chorus, even a pitch changer. You'll hear what that does in just a bit. All right, the next one over is used to switch between modes. It'll either be green, which is a very clean sound. It could be red, which would be the distortion. And yellow blends the two together. And lastly is the stomp box. That one boosts distortion. In green mode, it's a soft, but in red mode, it becomes super saturated. Now, you can also press 2 of these buttons at the same time to perform other functions. I tend to use the built-in tuner, and that's it. All right, here's the unit powered on. You can see the name of the current effect in the middle, as well as an assigned channel number to the right of it. As I press the left and right selectors, it'll cycle through the presets. There's a boatload of them. You can also possibly see there's a green or red LED lit just to the left of the dial. Red light means it's a factory preset, and green means it's a customizable effect. Okay, now this is where you get to fine-tune your effects. I would start with one effect that is close to what you want and press the edit button. Each time you select down, it will go to the next effect option. So first I'll say edit, then you get to go down through wah-wah, where you can actually customize the wah-wah effect, or you can make the guitar sound like it has a different pickup. Next down is the compressor, which can level out volume levels. For example, if you're someone that can sometimes strum very hard and other times not much, you'll try and even it out by controlling the louder of the sound spectrum. Then it's the whammy IPS. Whammy, self-explanatory. You can pick which style of whammy you want. But the IPS is something where you plug a microphone in the back and it kind of makes it like a voice box. I've never tried that though. Next down is the stomp box. It sets what you want that foot selector to do. You get to choose different distortion pedals to simulate actually owning those pedals. The EQ is obvious for the EQ. The way it works, the first knob changes which bass frequency you're changing, and then the next one over is plus or minus. Next is the mid-range. Now that is one of the dials I'm having difficulty with. It tends to not want to save your changes. It keeps bouncing back. But if you use the round dial to the right, it'll change it and not bounce back. And then the last two are treble settings. Next over is the noise gate. This controls the softer noises. So if you're playing hammer-ons, it'll help block out any of the string humming that might be going on from other strings. Next for your self-explanatory, effects is what carries the phaser or the chorus, and then there's a reverb and there's a delay. And once you're done, it goes to the name on the display. If you push the yellow button to the right, it will ask you to save it. Now, 2 of these buttons in this section don't work well, and you need to push very hard. When saving, it'll ask you the name, and you can use the dial to change letters. And the top left and right button to the right of the dial will move the cursor for which one you're changing. And lastly is the top right button. That turns on the drum machine where you select the style, tempo, and volume. Unfortunately, the tempo button is one of the difficult ones to push. You can get it going, but it can be a little bit of work.